Hello, kindergarten friends. I know we just started talking about our holiday that's coming up, Groundhog Day. Or maybe you're reading this story after Groundhog Day and you're learning a little bit more about it. So either way, you might listen to it before Groundhog Day or after. I'm going to share with you a book today that has both fiction and nonfiction in it. And the nonfiction parts are all about weather that we've been talking about this year. So weather is one of your science units. So this story is called Groundhog Weather School. Believe it or not, these groundhogs are learning all about the weather just like you, so they can do their job on Groundhog Day. Let's find out. Happy Groundhog Day, everyone! I do not see my shadow. That means spring is here. Groundhog Day forecast. Here's the weather reporter. He's the groundhog. That part is fiction, right? Can real groundhogs speak our language, English? No. Yahoo, the rabbit's saying. Spring is here, sun and fun, here I come. I guess it's really hard to predict the weather. Oh. So, after he said, spring is here, suddenly there was snow, and the rabbit thought, must be hard to predict weather, because that didn't sound right. Rabbit's right, I do need some help, but how will I find enough other groundhogs to help me predict the weather all over North America? Dear weather groundhog, you were wrong. Spring is not here yet. Maybe you are too far away to predict the weather everywhere. Could you get more groundhogs to help you next year? Signed, Rabbit. And then he puts out a little poster where he wants the groundhogs help. Are you a mammal? Are you furry? Do you live in a burrow? Are you a rodent? Are you an herbivore? Do you hibernate? If you checked all 6 boxes, you're invited to attend Groundhog Weather School. Those are some great facts about groundhogs. They live in a burrow, they're a rodent, they eat plants, they're an herbivore, and they hibernate in the wintertime. The news travels fast. Here's a pig, and he is checking no, 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 no. Check, check, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. That doesn't work. Monkey doesn't have all those things. Skunk, nope. No fair. I bet a skunk could forecast the weather too. Rats. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Hibernate? Darn. Porcupines don't hibernate. Check, 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 check. Yay! I'm heading for Groundhog Weather School. So the only animal that could do it is another groundhog. Welcome to your first day at Groundhog Weather School, class. Let's begin by saying the pledge. Pledge of Hog Allegiance. We, the students of Groundhog Weather School, pledge to come out of our burrows on February 2nd to look for our shadows, and to remember that if we don't see our shadows, it means spring is here. If we do see our shadows, it means there'll be 6 more weeks of winter. I see my shadow when it's sunny, but why would sunny weather mean more cold weather is coming? I don't get it. It says here that a sunny winter day may be extra cold because there's no cloud blanket to trap the sun warmth near the ground. Shadows? Nobody said anything about shadows, dark, creepy shadows. Cool hair, dude, but are you sure you're a groundhog? I'm a foreign exchange student. That's the skunk. Groundhog minus shadow equals spring. Groundhog plus shadow equals winter. Will that be on the test? Geography. Class, please tell us about yourselves. We're the only animals with a holiday named after us. We watch out for these predators. My eyes, ears, and nose are good danger detectors. If a predator is near, I run for my burrow. I can't run fast, only about 10 miles per hour. Aren't you forgetting Turkey Day? Squirrels, chipmunks, and prairie dogs are our relatives. We're all part of a big rodent family called marmots. My name is Groundhog. I'm smaller than a beaver, but bigger than a squirrel, and I weigh 10 pounds. Most of us live in areas that get very cold in winter, like the northeast or central part of the United States and Canada. Groundhog Day began here in Pennsylvania. We dig holes and eat farm crops, so some states don't allow groundhogs, except for graduates of Groundhog Weather School, of course. Like most groundhogs in the northern United States, I prefer to be called a woodchuck. In the Appalachian Mountains, groundhogs are called whistle pigs because we whistle to warn other groundhogs of danger. Well done, class. Now let's visit the library. Research reports are due on the next page. Famous furry prognosticators. Look at all these famous groundhogs that went through the weather school. The one I want to read to you about today is Punxsutawney Phil. And he's the one that comes out on February 2nd to tell us about the shadow. Punxsutawney Phil, Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, made his first weather prediction in 1886, met the U.S. President Ronald Reagan, and starred in a movie called Groundhog Day. So you're going to hear his name tomorrow. Punxsutawney Phil is the groundhog on February 2nd. Nature's weather predictors. Some plants and animals can help predict the weather. A tree's leaves can predict storms. Leaves curl upwards so their underside shows if there is moisture in the air and a strong wind is blowing. Cows don't like wind blowing in their faces, so they stand with their backsides to the wind. Winds blowing from the west usually bring good weather, so if a cow's tail is turned toward the west, it often means good weather is coming. Wet honeybees are too heavy to fly. They stay near their hive if rain is coming. If a pine cone's leaves fold inward, it may rain. In dry weather, they fold outward. That is so cool. I didn't know that about nature. I knew that about leaves, but did you know that about other things that can help us predict the weather that's coming? Cows, bees, pine cones. That is really cool. So here's some weathermen that are important that helped us learn about weather. Luke Howard created a system for classifying and naming different cloud shapes. Wilson Snowflake Bentley was a farmer in Vermont who took thousands of pictures. Evangelista Torricelli invented the barometer, which measures air pressure. If air is not pressing hard against the earth, it's called a low pressure system. That often means it will rain. Professor Theodore Freshida was nicknamed Mr. Tornado because he helped figure out how to measure the wind speed inside a tornado. Lunchtime, everyone. Be sure you hog out. It's important to add as much fat to our bodies as we can before hibernation begins. Why do we have to hibernate in the winter? Yeah, I'm not sleepy. We hibernate for 4 or 5 months between October and March because it's cold and food is hard to find. During hibernation, we are in a deep sleep. Our heartbeats slow down, our body temperatures drop, and we only breathe about once every 4 minutes. We don't need to eat because we live off of the fat of our bodies that they have stored. So eat up, groundhogs. My friend Frog hibernates at the bottom of a stream where the water doesn't freeze. My friend Bat hibernates in a cave with her wings tucked close to keep her warm. And then it shares how to build a burrow. Dig a deep hole in the ground to make your front door. Keep digging, chomp through any roots. This will help wear down your claws and teeth so they don't grow too long. We can dig about 5 feet in one day. If you want a simple burrow, dig about 15 feet of tunnel. If you want a fancy one, dig up to 40 feet. Make a few rooms along the way, such as a bedroom, a bathroom, and a storeroom for snacks. Be sure to make a back door in case you need a quick escape. The reasons for seasons. We have a surprise for you, Professor, a skit about seasons. In North America, a year is divided into 4 seasons of 3 months each. The seasons are winter, spring, summer, and fall. I'm winter. I begin around December 21st at winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. I'm spring. I begin around March 21st at the spring equinox, when day and night are the same length. I'm summer. I begin around June 21st at the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. I'm fall. I begin around September 21st at the fall equinox, when day and night are the same length. There are 2 reasons why we have seasons. 1. Planet Earth orbits, goes around the sun. 2. The Earth is tilted. The equator is an imaginary line that divides the Earth into 2 halves, called hemispheres. When a hemisphere tilts toward the sun, it's warmer, as in summer. When it tilts away, it's colder, as in winter. Wonderful! I'm so proud of you, the professor says. Shadow studies. On February 2nd, we will look for our shadows. Can anyone tell me what a shadow is? A dark, scary monster that chases me. I know, it's the shade that's made when something blocks out the light, right? If there's a solar eclipse on Groundhog Day, will we get a do-over? Move far from the light to make a small shadow. Come close to the light to make a big shadow. At night, there are no shadows because there's no sunlight. Who's hogging the flashlight? Excellent. I think you're all ready for the final exam. Big test. Okay, so see if you can help answer these questions that the groundhogs are going to take. What day do you come out of your burrow? On your birthday, on February 2nd, on February 32nd? February 2nd. What do you look for when you come out? A valentine, a shadow, a pot of gold? A shadow, that's right. If you see it, what does it mean? Spring is here. Summer vacation is here. 6 more weeks of winter. 6 more weeks of winter. Good. If you don't see it, what does it mean? You are invisible. Spring is here. 6 more weeks of school. Spring is here. Whether you see it or not, what's the next thing you do? Go back to sleep, have a snack, report the results of Groundhog to the Groundhog headquarters. Report the result. Graduation day. Yay, I passed. Me too. I'm going to New York to check the weather. I got Florida. What a cinch. It'll be spring for sure. Yahoo, I'll be doing Texas. Get to your posts, graduates, and start hibernating. Remember to set your alarm clocks for February 2nd. We'll be awaiting your shadow reports. Okay, here they are. October, Columbus Day, Thanksgiving, November, December, Christmas, Hanukkah, January, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. February 2nd, wake up, it's Groundhog Day. So they're all sleeping for all those months, through all those holidays. Yum. For me, I shouldn't have. It's almost time. February 2nd at last. Everyone's excited to see what they see. It's February 2nd. At school headquarters, weather reports are coming in from every Groundhog Weather School graduate. Will there be more winter, or is it time for spring? Does seeing a shadow and lightning count? Hello, Groundhog Weather School here. Shh, shadow. What's your report? Achoo. No shadow. I see a dog. Does that count? Yep, that's a skunk shadow you're seeing, folks. My shadow is divine. I wish you could see it. The results are in. I'll rush them over to the professor. I see fog, but no shadow. How can I see my shadow without my glasses? Uh-oh, they're getting a lot of different reports from different areas in the world. I think it depends on what the weather is like in those places, huh? Happy Groundhog Day, everyone. I had some help this year from the graduates of Groundhog Weather School. Most of us saw our shadows, including me, so it's a sure bet that winter will last for 6 more weeks. Professor Groundhog took my advice and got some help. He's sure to be right this time. I'm going sledding. So, I guess it's really, really hard to predict the weather. Where Rabbit lives, there is no snow to go sledding. So, how did Groundhog Day get started? Long ago, farmers in Europe watched for badgers and bears to wake up from hibernation, hoping this indicated that winter had ended. If spring was coming, it would be safe to plant crops without worrying they might freeze. When these farmers settled in Pennsylvania in the 1700s, there were lots of groundhogs around, so the farmers began watching them wake up instead. But why choose February 2nd? Ancient Romans and other past civilizations could hardly wait for warm spring weather to arrive. February 2nd comes about halfway between the shortest day of the year, December 2nd, and the beginning of spring, March 21st. So it was a good day to celebrate the coming season. In North America, these February 2nd celebrations became Groundhog Day. Who's better at predicting the weather, a groundhog or you? Groundhog weather predictions are only right about 1/3 of the time, but it's fun to celebrate Groundhog Day and watch for winter to eventually turn into spring. This February 2nd, do you hope spring will come right away? Or do you hope winter weather lasts longer? Which do you think will happen? Write down your prediction and see if it comes true. And we did that. We wrote down our prediction, so you're going to see if it comes true.